I've already done a review of a 1976 album released on Anchor Records by an obscure country rock band named Sioux. This is the second part of the review, in which I go through all the songs on the album individually, explaining who they were written by and what other artists have recorded them. There are 11 songs on the album altogether, 6 on side 1 and 5 on side 2. The first song on side 1 was written by Gene Clark, an American singer-songwriter who was a founding member of the folk rock band The Byrds. Its title is So You Say You Lost Your Baby. It was first released as a track on the LP Gene Clark with the Gosdin Brothers, which was Clark's debut solo album following his departure from the Byrds in 1966. The LP was released in February 1967, but the song itself was subsequently released as a single a couple of months later. The song seems to be quite a popular one, as numerous others have recorded it, including a British garage rock and psychobilly band from Greater London formed in the early 80s called the Stingrays, who included the song on their album Live at the Club 1984. Also, a psychedelic rock band called Death in Vegas have recorded it with Paul Weller, a former member of the Jam and the Style Council. Other bands or artists to have covered the song are The Grapes, Roger and Jim, Mud Pie Sun, Miriam, The Sidewalk Scene, Sky Diggers and Leo Costa. The second song on side 1 is also a Gene Clark composition called Here Without You. It was originally released as a track on the Byrds' 1965 debut album Mr. Tambourine Man. It was covered by Richard Thompson, Clive Gregson and Christine Collister on the 1989 album Time Between, a tribute to the Byrds. The other artists and bands to have covered the song are Peter Holsapple and Chris Stamey, April Aloisio, the Zombies, the Kennedys, Raining Sound, Richard Thompson and Sky Diggers. The third song on the first side, Ooh Las Vegas, was written by Graham Parsons and Rick Greck, and is not to be confused with the Tony Christie number Las Vegas. Graham Parsons, whose real name was Ingram Cecil Connor III, was a US singer, songwriter, guitarist and pianist who recorded as a solo artist and with the international submarine band The Byrds and the Flying Burrito Brothers. He popularised what he called cosmic American music, a hybrid of country, rhythm and blues, soul, folk and rock. Richard Greck, whom Parsons co-wrote this particular track with, was a British rock musician and multi-instrumentalist, best known for playing bass guitar and violin with the band Family, as well as in the supergroups Blind Faith and Traffic. He is also noted for playing with ex-Cream drummer Ginger Baker's Air Force. The song initially featured on the LP Grievous Angel, which was Parsons' second and final solo studio album compiled from summer 1973 sessions and released 4 months after his death from a morphine and alcohol overdose in September of that year. One of the artists to have covered the song is Emmylou Harris, a country and folk singer-songwriter who included the song on her album Elite Hotel, released towards the end of 1975. The other artists and groups to have covered the song are Linda Gale Lewis, John Green, Cowboy Junkies, Don McAllister Jr., Steve Earle, Jim Lauderdale, John Doe, and Jim James, Blue Roots Bluegrass Band, Tor Brian Ildsden, Wacko Brothers, and Meg Farvel and Friends. The fourth song on this side is Hickory Wind, which incidentally was also featured on Parsons' Grievous Angel LP. The song was co-written by him and former International Submarine Band member Bob Buchanan. On the train ride the pair took from Florida to Los Angeles in early 1968, and it was initially featured on the Byrds' Sweetheart of a Rodeo album. Since the list of artists and bands who have covered this song is exceedingly long, suffice to say here that it includes Joan Baez and Emmylou Harris. Now we come to the fifth song. On side one, which is Ranison's Fair, credited as being written by Dee Crosby and Jay McGuinn. Once again, this is another Byrds song, released on the album Younger Than Yesterday in 1967. The D in the credited name stands for David, and the J stands for Jim. David Crosby, an American singer-songwriter and musician, was a founding member of both the Byrds and Crosby, Stills and Nash, and was also a member of the supergroups Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Jim McGuinn is best known for being the frontman and leader of the Byrds, and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his work with them. Another band to have covered this song are The Human Instinct, a New Zealand blues rock band that has been active since the late 60s. Finally, in this video clip, we come to the sixth and final song on side one, which is In My Hour of Darkness, credited with having been written by Graham Parsons and Emmylou Harris. Like the songs Las Vegas and Hickory Wind, this song was also featured on Parsons' Grievous Angel album. In fact, it is the final track of side two. The song has been covered by Sylvia Tyson, Slim Dusty, Rolling Creek Dippers, The Cole Porters, Slim Dusty, Rolling Susan Marshall and House of Blues Gospel Choir, and John Starling and Carolina Starr. I said I was going to go through all the songs individually on this video clip, but I've decided now to leave it at just side one. In the third YouTube clip, I will go through all the 5 songs on side 2, explaining who wrote and covered each one.